Lord, I just give God all the praise and all the glory. Truly he is worthy to be praised. Today I'm standing on the authority. I'm standing with power. First I must greet the Holy Spirit, who is the head of my life today. I should say, for 7 years, I made this a special time to come to Power of Faith. I just can't miss a moment of this since I came here. For 7 years, I was very sick. I live in the Grand Cayman Islands for 29 years. When you see me, I'm coming from the flight. I'm not living here. I always come from Cayman Islands because that's where I live. I'm a citizen. I have a status for Cayman Islands. That's where I live. For 7 years, I became very sick. Sick to the point where the doctor said, I will die. I'm going to die in 3 days. My ear fell off. My body started to deteriorate. Every flesh started to leave me. I was sick to the point where I lost hope. I lost faith. I gave up. My family turned against me. My husband turned against me. My children, everybody, my friends, nobody was standing with me but God. And I didn't know God had loved me this way. So I began to go to some churches for some prayer because I know I'm very sick. And there's no church could have prayed for me. They said, the way I was sick, what I'm going through, if they pray for me, they're going to take it onto them. So therefore, I couldn't get a prayer from no church. No church would pray for me. No church, absolutely no church. So I leave church and I begin to go to this man, this woman, that man, that woman. And I begin to go very wide. People can beg for me. People to give me things to put in my clothes, put on my hand, put on everywhere. And I begin to believe them because nobody could have helped me. So, for this particular day, I went to this man. He charged me 150,000 Jamaican dollars to look after me. So when I went to him, he said, he given me a certain time, and I give him all the money, all the $150,000. And everything that he gave to me, I was so sick when I went back. I was sick more than how I went to him. And he said, I would get better, but it became worse. So when I reached to that point, I realized that was not the place. So I began to go to doctors now. I've been to doctors. Doctor gave up on me again. But I remember one thing though. I've been to the special doctor who gave me. He said, you will die in 3 days. That was his word. The last doctor I went to, he said 3 days. And it hit my heart. And this time, I said, death. I begin to wonder. My baby was very young. She was going to school. And I begin to say, who is going to look after this one? So I called my son in Canada and said, you have to make some arrangement to take the baby girl because I'm going to be dead in 3 days. He said, Mommy, you just killed me in Canada because telling me this, I'm going to die before you. But anyway, when I went to the doctor said to me, one thing I must say to you, I see a purpose on you. Don't go back to no more Obi man. I didn't tell him I go. He said, don't go back to no more Obi man. Don't go back to nobody. I'm going to tell you something that this will change your life forever. I sat quiet, even though I said, one day this is going to change your death. So I sat quiet and he said to me, there is a church in Jamaica by the name of Portmore. And it's in Portmore. It's in Portmore. And the name of it is Power of Faith. I never heard of it. Never heard of Portmore. And he said to me, I want to take this time. I'm giving you 3 letters. One to take to the Cayman Airways, one to take to the doctor, and one to take to your husband's workplace for a time off for 1 month. And you must go there. Allow the people in the white to pray for you, and you will be delivered. He said, remember I tell you, don't let anybody touch you but the people in white. And the man that is the bishop is a very good man. I've never heard anybody go to that church and die. And my hope started to feel so revived when I begin to say, I am not going to die. I shall live to declare the glory of God. And I begin, set myself out, get on the flight, came to Jamaica. When I came to Jamaica, it was a first Wednesday fasting. I remember quite vividly. And when I came to the door, it was down there when I come in, I was so sick. And I was bending down, I was holding on. And Minister Petrova Davis was on there. She was right here. She was declaring something. And she's a worshiper. And when I heard it, she was a worshiper. She was worshiping. The whole church was on fire. And I began to feel something burning. I began to feel something burning inside of me. I began to feel something burning. I began to feel fire. 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 And I know that's not how I came. And I know that it's something began to take place into my body. And she said, you are not a chicken, but you're an eagle. I want you to soar. Something is going to happen for you. Something is going to change. Believe God. Take your miracle. Take your breakthrough. And that was when I get strength. And that was when I never came up here for the prayer. Nobody laid their hand on me. Nobody laid their hand on me the day when I came. Afterwards I got the prayer, but nobody. That day I knew something happened for me. I know that deliverance came. And I want to tell you that when the doctor gave me 3 days, my husband made my funeral arrangement. It was $9,368 for my funeral arrangement in Cayman. And when I got delivered and I went back. The doctor was already gone back to Barbados. I didn't see him again. So I came back to church, got delivered, got anointed and power packed. So I said, I'm going back to the man for the 150,000. Because I did to this deliverance. Didn't cost me any money. Didn't cost me any fear. And I went back to that place. And I said, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I come harm and I come dangerous. I want back the 150,000. I went to a church and it didn't cost me any money. And I walking in power. I walking in deliverance. I need back the money. I need it back. Right now. Right now. Right now. That day, the man went to the bank. He said, lady, I saw some white people came with you. Give me 5 minutes, I'm going to the bank. He went to the bank, pulled out the 150,000, gave me to my hands. But I threw it down. He threw it down first. And I said, I authorize you to take up that money. Count it, let me see. And put it back into my hands. He took it up, count it and put it back into my hands. And I leave there. And he sent two men had guns. And he said, go after her and eat her food. I didn't even know what it means. He said, go eat her food. And the men came after me. And when they came after me, they said, lady, he said, we should kill you and take the money. But give me they said, give me $8,000 to go buy food. We're hungry. I dropped the bag. And I said, take out $8,000 and give me the take out $8,000 and give me back the bag. And I went on my way. Me and my husband went. And when we went, I couldn't find him. He said, somebody have to tell the tales. He couldn't come with me. He didn't want two of us to die at the same time. For that result, my husband leave. When I got delivered, my husband leave and went to Canada. He stayed here for 5 years. After 2 years, I didn't hear from him. I didn't have no papers then. I was overstayed. They wanted to kick me off Grand Cayman Island and send me home. Nothing was recorded for me because he has the paper. He's a Caymanian. And he went away. They said I couldn't stay. I came to the fasting. And when I went back, they said, miss, bring every papers. We're going to give you your papers. We're going to give you your papers. When I went back, I called my husband. I couldn't find him. I didn't hear him. And the lady said to me, you are here long enough. We are going to give you your status. Today, I have my status. Today, I am a citizen of the Grand Cayman Island. I am walking in miracle. I am walking in favor. No demon, no devil cannot overthrow me. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed going out. I am blessed coming in. God bless. God bless. A man over there. And I said, it's time to bring him home. I said it was time after 5 years. Evangelist Brown is a witness. I said after 5 years, it's time to bring him on and let him see what the Lord is doing. I called him, he didn't answer me. One particular Wednesday I came to the fasting, and when I went back, I planted a seed. I said my husband must come home. When I called him, he didn't answer me. The next week he called and said, my darling wife, I am coming home. 5 years, I am coming home. He's home. He's home. Don't want to go back. He's afraid to go back. And to God be the glory. Great things he has done.
Everyone stand to your feet and just give God a worship. That's a testimony. When we ask for testimony, that's what we are talking about. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimony. Give God